This is phase 1, episode 2 from iconic fashion figure point of view. Episode 2 is about how I create my mood board and themes for season 2026 collection. This is in the making, season 26. One collection, two perspectives, every detail. Before I ever sketch a look, I need to fill out the world that I'm designing for. So what's her story or his story? What does he or she crave? What does he or she love to wear? You know what the hardest part of being a fashion designer is? Or anything for that matter? The hardest part is starting. But once I find that inspiration, it's hard for me to stop. And for me, inspiration comes so randomly. Like when I was in Colombia and seeing all the bright, beautiful colors. It's a beautiful scenery and everyone loves to see it. But for me, it's also inspiration. I can see a beautiful scene and I'll take a moment to soak it in because I like to be in the moment and not make everything work. But once I have that moment to really soak it in, then that's when the inspiration starts kicking in. And I may even go as far as pulling out my phone and using Adobe Capture to turn that scenery into my inspiration or even a full-blown fabric. I'm gonna quickly show you Adobe Capture. I wanted to take you outside, but they're cutting grass outside and I wasn't dressed to really go anywhere. So I'm gonna show you just setting up my own scene. So I just took my bar stool and I'm throwing some flowers on here since this is spring and just kind of create my scene that I want to take a picture of, because with Adobe Capture you're taking a picture. And in the app, which you can see here, you can either do camera or you can import, but I'm going to take my own picture instead of importing. And right away you can see that it's like kind of starting to create a pattern for me. I can go out like that, which that is kind of cute, but maybe a little too dark. Maybe let's go in, move around. No, I don't like that. But you can see how it's kind of already creating a fabric for me. Let me go out. I'm looking for something for spring. Oh, no, that got too dark. I was picking up my floor. But I think I want something more. Where's my camera? Oh, it's on this side. I want something that looks very spring-like. And this here is... Oh, I didn't mean to take a picture of that. That's kind of pretty, but too much brown. You can literally just keep moving this around until you find what you like. I believe you can adjust it after, if I remember correctly. I usually try to get the picture of how I want it. That might be too brown, but it's kind of pretty for fall. Let's see. Maybe if I bring this in closer. Okay, I think I like that. Let's go there. Okay, so I got my picture. And you can still, as you can see, like I said, you can adjust it after if you want to. I think I'm going to go there. I think I like that. And let's save that. And then we'll just name this season 26 fabric 1. And then I can have this printed as a fabric for me. So that's what I love about Adobe Capture, because if I can't find the fabric I want, or I see some inspiration that I want to use, I can easily create it myself and then have the fabrics printed, which Riche can have the fabrics created for me. This one's not actually going to be in the collection. I just wanted to show you how to use the app. But it's a useful tool for those of you that have Adobe subscription, or I think you can just subscribe to this one app only if you only need this one. And then from Adobe Capture to my fabric, it then becomes this beautiful body hugging maxi dress with this high slit up the leg, and then this beautiful dress that I envisioned the moment I created this fabric. Before you know it, I have a full collection. It's just so random for me, but when you know, you know. Now, normally I would take my time creating some aesthetically pleasing mood board, searching for the different images, different fabrics and colors, different silhouettes that I may want to focus on. I go through this deep dive searching to put together this perfect mood board that fits this perfect look. But this year I didn't do that. You can look at this collection as more so I'm just going with the flow. And if you watch my prayer board video, then you know that I talked about at the end when I created my prayer board how, it didn't come out exactly how I envisioned it, and it kind of shifted and, wasn't perfectly aligned. But I can tell just like in the end, it was all coming together. So it may not have been exactly what I expected, but it worked out. That's basically what's happening with this collection too. I did view some trend reports, and I made note of some of the trends that are expected for spring 2026, but my focus has really been on the fabrics, and then I'm just taking it from there. Like I already said, that's how I used to design anyway. I would just see a fabric, I will fall in love with it, the vision will pop up in my head of exactly what I can use that fabric for, and I will get to work. So there's no special mood board this time around, just my notes and some fabrics. I'm going back to being the inspiration, not searching for the inspiration. I'm so excited to talk about the theme because, like I said, this collection has a deep emotional connection for me. It's really deeply rooted for me. This really speaks to me, and it's going to speak to others. So let me just tell you, the theme of this collection is called Living Proof. It's a tribute to not only where I've been emotionally, but what everyone has gone through. And this collection is where I want every single one of us to go, because you are the reason that this story continues. So when I came up with the whole living proof concept for season 26, it came from a personal space, but it also came with others in mind. When I design my collections, I don't think about me. I have to think about the person that's wearing it, just because they need to connect with it. They're the ones that's buying it. So I always think about that person, because trust me, there are things that I've sold that I personally would not wear just because it could not fit my body type. There could be different reasons, but I design with the customer in mind. I sell with my customer in mind. So Living Proof, it came from a personal space, but after me going through that season of depression and just being in darkness, I got to see after a while that there's so many people going through that, and I wouldn't have known until I went through it too. And it seems like more now than ever, a lot of people are going through it just because, I don't know, it's like the world is in shambles. A lot of people are living in darkness. I also feel like this is the time where God is calling a lot of his people to turn to him, to repent, and to really draw in close to him. So he's giving you this time now to choose him or not choose him, because we all have free will. So I feel like a lot of people are going through a lot. So Living Proof wasn't just about me. It came from me seeing other people going through that same darkness. Like after I went through that, it's so easy for me to see it now in others when they are going through it. Like, I don't know, it's something like I can just look in their eyes and see they're going through a tough time, or just in the way that they speak. Even when they try to pretend that they're okay, I can see it in their eyes, I can hear it in their voice that they're not okay, because I know how I was, where I tried for a couple months to pretend that I was okay until I literally just had a breakdown and had to accept that I just was not okay. So Living Proof comes from that, because I keep seeing it more and more, and it breaks my heart to see that, because I know what it feels like. So this collection is one of those collections that, yeah, you know what you're going through, but you know that saying is, I don't have to look like what I'm going through. That's what Living Proof really is. It's like, I may be going through stuff, but I don't have to look like I'm going through something. So this collection is that collection that you put on that makes you feel good. And one of the things that I really wanted to do when I was going through my journey, well, trying to go through my healing phase, I should say. It wasn't at that point of darkness. It was me trying to come out of that darkness. And when I was in therapy, one of the things that I kept saying that I really wanted to do was to be able to just get up and get dressed again, because I wasn't getting up and getting dressed. I wasn't taking care of myself. You might have seen in episode 1 that clip where I looked rough. My hair was not done. I hadn't done my hair in months. It was really dried out and brittle. I was putting it in that one twist just to keep it from tangling, because that was at a point where I was trying to detangle my hair because it had become so matted from being so dry and so brittle. It was just bad. So that was kind of like that turning point of trying to pull myself together, even though I still looked rough. But I say that to say that because I had gone through that phase where I just wasn't taking care of myself, one of my biggest desires during that time was to just get up and get dressed. And I would always talk about too, I literally sell clothing for a living. I haven't touched a piece of clothing other than pajamas every day. So I just wanted to be able to play in my clothes again like I used to. That was one of the fun parts of what I do. I used to get to play in clothes all day long and call that work. I used to do photo shoots constantly and hadn't done a photo shoot in months. That was something I wanted to do. So part of my task in therapy was to just basically get up and do that. So I ended up having some samples sent in to me from my factory, not Riche, but the factory I was working with at that time. Once those samples came in, I planned a photo shoot, and I did a full photo shoot just to have some of that normalcy back into my life. I never used those pictures for anything. I never posted those pictures anywhere. I ended up doing that photo shoot literally just for me, to try to feel normal again, to get back into what was once normal for me, something that I enjoy doing. So this Living Proof collection is going to be that for others, at least for those that it will help, because I get it may not be for everyone. That may not be everyone's heart's desires, especially when they're in darkness. They may need something else to boost them. But there are those that just want to feel normal again, want to feel good again, and you don't have to look like what you're going through. And once you put on this collection, you will be living proof of that one that was able to step out of that darkness and back into their light. So Living Proof honors the journey. It's the places that we've all been, the pain that we've all grown through, and the presence that we now carry. It's for those of you that have transformed boldly, but silently, yet beautifully. Each piece in this collection is a reflection of that evolution. It's a tribute to a softness that's really turned into a strength. It's almost like confidence that was born from silent resilience that no one ever saw, but now everyone's going to feel it. So for her, she's living proof that softness is not weakness. It's like the soil where your strength is sown, in every hemline, every curve, and every drape. So she leads with her heart, but she walks with an unshakable power. This collection and each silhouette was made for the woman who knows who she is or who she's becoming. Like I said, it's deeply rooted for me, so this collection for her is rooted, it's radiant, and it's ready. Now for him, he's the living proof that strength takes space. That space needed to be vulnerable for presence and for peace. All of that is needed in a world that once asked him to armor up. But he's unlearning those society standards. He's softening, and he's choosing intention over impression. This collection is going to be masculinity redefined. It's still structured, but it's bold. But this time is now woven with emotion that we know most men don't like to show. Breathability, because it's time for them to stop holding it all in and just breathe it out. And it's done with ease. This is clothing that supports who he is and not what society has told him he needed to be. So now for the fabrics, because we know that's a key point of this collection. And yes, I've heard you all. You want more natural fibers. So for fabric, just like the humans who's wearing them, these fabrics are created from nature's finest truths. Organic cottons, breathable linens, sustainable bamboo, and raw silks. Each fiber tells a story of its origin. Every texture has some sort of memory in it. The fabrics move with you, and they also age with you, because these aren't fabrics that you wash 1 or 2 times and they're done for. They are alive, and they are living proof that beauty doesn't need to be built from plastic to last. These are natural pieces for a natural evolution, and they are worn by those who are still becoming, still healing, yet still showing up. That's living proof. And this isn't just a collection, it's a reminder that you are living proof. You are living proof of growth, of survival, of grace, and of power. And that's just a theme. I'm not even creating a whole new brand, just a concept for my brand's next collection. But that brand has a purpose. And that's what I mean when I say I'm putting my emotion into this collection, and it is truly deeply rooted. So now that the vision is clear, it's time to execute. It's time for me to create the sketches that you have not seen yet, to create the tech packs, and to contact the manufacturer once all of that is done. Because they need to know my direction, so I need to send them, which is going to be Riche, my plan, and I'm now ready for it. This is where it all starts getting real. Now, this is only the designer's perspective. If you want to see how the manufacturer translates my concept into production, make sure you subscribe to Riche, where they'll be showing their point of view of how they manufacture a collection.